Dara Khosrowshahi, who is the CEO of Uber. Good morning to you, sir. Thanks for being with us.
Good morning. Thanks for having me.
Well, the numbers are just jaw-dropping. Ridership down 80% in April. You've called it a shock to the system. Do you feel the worst of this crisis is behind you for Uber and ride-sharing services?
We certainly do. I think Uber essentially goes with the city. We are very much a local business, and when the heartbeat of the city starts beating again, Uber starts moving. So we are seeing business improve from those April lows, still down significantly, but we are seeing the improvement happening faster in some of the states and cities that are opening up cautiously, obviously, in, let's say, in Atlanta or Houston. We are seeing volumes return. And even in other states that haven't completely opened up, they're off the bottom, but they still are down significantly year on year. But we are seeing signs of life, and I think that's a good thing. You want to get moving, but you want to get moving in a safe way.
Well, that brings me to my next question, because a lot of folks had come to depend on Uber. I know the company was about to be profitable for the first time by the end of the year. How do you convince people now that it's safe, that they should get in a confined space with a stranger, convincing drivers and customers?
Absolutely. It's a two-way street. And for us, we have redesigned the experience from top to bottom with safety in mind. Our drivers and our riders have to wear a mask. And for example, we are rolling out a technology feature for our drivers where the drivers actually have to take a selfie. And we have machine learning algorithms understanding whether that driver is actually wearing a mask or saying that they're wearing a mask. If a driver sees a rider who is not wearing a mask, they can cancel the trip if they feel unsafe as well. We've invested millions in PPE. We've secured 23 million masks and are distributing them to our drivers as well. So, getting out of the house, starting to move again is going to feel funny, and it may feel unsafe. And we're doing our part to make it as safe as possible. And then we're also including two-way accountability. The rider and the driver essentially rate each other. And to the extent that they see behavior that's unsafe, will instantly know about it and be able to do something about
it. Going long term, I mean, so much about our society has changed, and we don't know yet whether it's permanent. I mean, you're talking about companies who may start working from home exclusively or in a much more significant way, people not going to doing the work travel. So much of Uber or trips to the airport, things like that, or to concerts. Do you worry about this business long term, being able to survive?
I think that the focus right now, honestly, is short term and tomorrow. How can we build the safest service we can? The long term will take care of itself. We think we can make the right adjustments. And actually, in certain places, let's say Hong Kong, who is more advanced in terms of their response, in terms of testing, masks, et cetera, we're seeing the business come back, even sometimes close to prior levels. People are getting back to work, even during what you call party hours, where people are going out to restaurants. Life begins anew. While I don't expect behavior to revert to where we were previously, unless there's a vaccine or something very big happens, I do think that behaviors and people revert to normal. They're going to be more careful. They are going to wear masks. We're going to have cleaning supplies. So certain things are going to change. But I do think that business is going to come back. If life comes back into the city, then Uber will be back along with it.
And in the short few moments we have left, you wrote a letter to the White House asking that Uber drivers be included in the stimulus package that gave relief. And it did, by the way, did include drivers and gig workers. One of the reasons they hadn't been included is because they are not considered full-time employees by a company like Uber. Do you have a change of heart at all about that? We just have about 30 seconds left. I know it's not your business model, but I just wonder how you're feeling about it.
I do think that independent work should come with social protections, should come with minimum earnings protections, health protections, accident protection, et cetera. That is a change from where we've come from, and we need to work with lawmakers, regulators to allow that to happen. There's no reason why independent work shouldn't come with respect and shouldn't come with the kinds of protections that I think society now is asking for. And we as a company completely agree with. We do want to be a leader here going forward.
Well, Uber CEO Dara Khosrowshahi, thank you so much. I know the company has also donated $500,000 to international relief efforts and wanted to mention that as well.